leave it on for now.
Yeah, that one's going to.
Okay, let's get started. It is Tuesday. It is October already, 2023. It is 6 o'clock. All members minus Mike Davis are present. If everybody that can, please stand. We'll do a quick prayer, and Kevin will lead us in a pledge. God, we thank you so much for this day that you've given us. We thank you so much for this city. Please help us to make good decisions to move her forward in the best direction for her citizens. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you all. If everybody can put their phones on silent, present company included. And if you haven't got a copy of the agenda, you will note that 3 items have been removed. It was item 3A, the old business for 100 Winchester Drive, short-term rental permit. And then 2 items related to the sands of Front Beach, one requesting rezone from R1A to the R6, and the other for outline plan approval of a planned unit development. So if you're here for the sands or 100 Winchester Drive, we will not be hearing those tonight. Wade, I meant to ask, would they need to re-advertise for those?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
both of those will be re-advertised?
Since, it's not being deferred to at a certain date, they'll be re-advertising. Well,
And these
re-advertising and
renotice.
new notices then.
Like mailed out notices, yeah. So if you are here for those, you will get notified when the next one is coming up. All right, so meeting's called to order. Check. Approval of minutes. Has everybody reviewed? Anybody got any comments? Or do I have a motion on the September 12th meeting minutes?
They be approved.
All right, we'll just go motion Marshall, second Kevin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed. All right, no old business anymore, so we'll go on down to item 4A, new business, 2207 and 2209 Government Street. Parcel ID is 6123003.000 and 61230004000. Joe Cloyd Investment LLC is requesting approval of the lot split reconfiguration. Is that a Wade, I presume?
It is, that's right, okay. Thank you. This property, this is the former site of Maynard's Music Building. It's a 1-story cinder block building. There's on the air photo there on the left side of the screen. It's in the far lower right corner of the property. One little building that's not shaped like all the others. It is part of the same parcel as the County Oak Park condominium. What the plan that's in front of you tonight will do will be to split that commercial building off from the hangars. If you can scroll on to the screens. There you go. I'm turning. If you use your imagination, you're turning right there. Perfect. All right. There
No
we go.
imagination either.
There we go. Getting technology good these days. This, if you see, it's there in that lower southeast corner of the property. That does contain the single-story building, small retail building. And what this will do, will carve it off from the rest of the property. In addition, does a 20-foot wide access easement. They're showing the hatch area on that right side of the screen that will provide access to the parking and drive for some of the condominiums that are existing. Pretty much that's the situation that we have here. It does meet the requirements of the CMX2 zoning, which it is all zoned that way. The only notable comment is that there needs to be some inspection, videoing of the sewer line and there needs to be some repair replacement may be necessary, but that would come about as part of any kind of design review or building permit review for the building. That's it. Lloyd is here if you have any questions for him. Or I can answer anything you might have about the lot split.
Anybody got anything for Wade? Joe, did you want to speak?
I'm happy to answer any questions.
Anybody got any? This is just to clean up property lines, right?
That's correct.
Anybody got any questions for Joe? Anybody in the audience want to speak about this application? All right. Any comments from the commissioners, or if not, do I have a motion?
Makes sense to me.
Make a motion to recommend approval of lot split 2207-2209 Governor Street, subject to the city department comments listed in the report above.
I have a motion by Joey, Matthew second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
And just, so this will go to the Board of Aldermen at the next Tuesday evening for approval.
All right. Next item is going to be a public hearing, 613 Clark Avenue, PID 601-057-023, Robbie Chandler, requesting a residential short-term rental permit. Do I have a motion to go into a public hearing?
So moved.
Motion Kevin, second Marshall, all in favor? All opposed? We are in a public hearing. Carolyn?
All right. I used to actually sitting up here with the microphone. Okay, you have the information in front of you, and this is for Clark, for 613 Clark. It does fit the requirements for the local property manager living within 2 miles of the city limits. Currently living on the property, moving back to Washington Avenue once this takes place. The notice was sent to 44 property owners prior to, and as of this time has not received any input on it. It was inspected on September 5th, and the occupancy of 6 was reduced to 4, and the documents have been modified to reflect that, and 2 vehicles. No code violations, police reports, etc. So it does meet all of the requirements for a short-term rental subject to annual renewal.
Anybody got any questions for Carolyn? Was the applicant here? Did you? You can speak if you want to, but you don't have to. Do you want to speak? Okay, I figured not. All right, does anybody else in the audience want to speak in favor or against this item? Either in favor of 613 Clark Avenue short-term rental or in opposition to? All right, once, twice sold. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
All right, I got a motion by Kevin, second by Matthew. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any final comments?
Comments, make a motion that we recommend approval for the short-term rental subject to annual renewal at 613 Clark Avenue.
Motion Matthews. Cool. All right, so motion Matthews, second Joey to approve. All in favor? All opposed? That will be not on next week's council, but the first week in November, first Tuesday in November. Okay, and that'll be for final approval. All right, item 4B, public hearing, or 4C rather, public hearing, 706 Russell Avenue, parcel ID 601-370-82000, Eleanor Rice Hinkin, with Victor Hinkin requesting residential short-term rental permit. Motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Kevin, second Joey. All in favor? All opposed? Carolyn?
Okay, and this one is located, let me multitask here and get down. Look at the proper picture on Russell Avenue, and it's just south of the commercial district there on Russell, just south of the hair salon. The property manager does live on Ward Avenue, satisfying that requirement. There was, all of the other requirements were met, including notification sent to 93 property owners within the 500 feet. No input was received. Inspected on September 12th, and the request of 4 occupants and 2 vehicles was approved. No code violations or police reports, etc., were reported over the last 12 months. It meets all stated qualifications or requirements, and is eligible for a short-term rental permit, subject to annual renewal.
Anybody have anything for Carolyn? Is the applicant here? Did you want to speak? Okay, you'll get a chance if somebody says anything, I'll bring you back up. All right, anybody else in the audience want to speak to the short-term rental application at 706 Russell Avenue? 706 Russell, once, twice sold. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Motion Kevin, second Marshall. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we're out of public hearing. Anybody have any further questions, comments, or if not, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve a residential short-term rental permit subject to annual renewal for 706 Russell Avenue.
Okay, motion Kevin, second Matthew. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? November, first Tuesday in November. That'll be for final approval. All right. Then item 4D is going to be public hearing, 219 Washington Avenue. Parcel ID is 613-60001.000. Joanna and Greg Wirch requesting a residential bed and breakfast permit. Motion to go to public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Matthew, second Joey. All in favor? All opposed? We're in public hearing. Carolyn?
Okay, and just to clarify, the primary difference between a short-term rental and a bed and breakfast is the owner remains living on the property and can rent up to 4 rentable rooms or spaces on the property. So it's a little bit different in the fact that they're not renting out the entire property, that they do live still on property. So that is the case with the Wirch's property. They are, so the things that we checked were slightly different. We did verify that they are the owner of record. And they submitted, had to get within 250 feet, they had to get a certain 50% of their neighbors to sign in basically non-objection. So they did take out that petition and exceeded the number by far of what they needed. So they do have support of the residents as required for a bed and breakfast. There were 33 property owners within the 500 feet that were noticed. And the only, and I don't know that I included this, and I meant to make a copy. So if I did include it. No input had been received, but we did receive a letter of support that is included in your packet from Mr. Gote. And that is the only input that we received prior to this meeting. So it is a one unit that is it's an attached unit within their property that they are approved or requesting approval for to rent out on a short-term basis.
Okay. Anybody have anything for Carolyn? Is the applicant here? Did you want to speak? Okay. Anybody else in the audience want to speak about the application for the bed and breakfast at 219 Washington Avenue? 219 Washington, once, twice sold. All right, do I have a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
All right, motion everybody. No, motion Joey, second Marshall, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We're out of public hearing. Does anybody have any further comments, questions, concerns, or do I have a motion?
I have a motion to accept the request for a bed and breakfast permit at 219 Washington Avenue, and I'm assuming it's a subject to annual renewal also.
Yes.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Joey and a second by Joe, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, and that will also be on the first one in November, correct? Yes, I'm getting approval on that. All right, so again, item 4E and 4F, both related to the sands, have been deferred. So we will jump down to general public comment. If there's anybody that wants to speak about anything not on the agenda, now would be your time. Come on, name and address at the microphone, please.
My name is Dee Francis Wickman.
If you don't mind waiting on the microphone because of the minutes, please.
I live at 1518 Porter Avenue. D-E-E-E. Francis is my middle name. That's what I went to the Mary C under, though. Didn't become D until I left home. Well, actually, Miss Posey called me Dorothy my first day at Ocean Springs. And my mother told me after that just to put D down because she was Dorothy. I was Francis. Miss Posey insisted on calling me what was on my first name on my birth certificate. Anyway, I had a problem last month with my water bill. It was over $100. Now, I'm one old lady. I don't even take a shower every day. My washing machine's broke, so I don't wash clothes.
So I came down, I did have a neighbor across the street that had hooked up a hose one time and watered the yard. But what got me and what still does is the amount that the sewer costs twice as much as the water. And so when I came down last month to pay the bill, I told the lady, I said, there was a drip from the faucet. I didn't notice it at first. And so I don't mind paying for the water, but why should I have such exorbitant sewer charges? She said, do you have a receipt showing that you had it fixed? I said, no, because my neighbor across the street son came over and got it to stop dripping, which he did. So I paid $55, which is usually what my bill is. And this month I got another bill. It's $125.58, showing the past due $63.55 from last month. But my water usage this month was $13.32. The sewer was $28.71. Now I realize my son told me that, oh, sewer water has to be treated, but what you're putting on your lawn isn't having to be treated. So why are the water bills so exorbitant? I'm one old lady. I'll be 79 in about 8 weeks. I shouldn't have to pay $100 and something for water. And while we're on the subject of money, I'd love to know how much that young man over there makes, because I saw where y'all are fixing to hire somebody for $72,000 a year. What do our firemen make? What do our policemen make? I worked for the federal government for 21 years. I didn't make $72,000 a year. And I handled $150,000 a year of the government's money.
So the planning commission would have no authority over either of those. I would say you could talk to the board of aldermen about the bill. The sewer is not metered, so the sewer often reflects the water usage. Some people actually get an irrigation meter put in. That way they don't have that come against them on the sewer.
Well, my water was $13.32. The sewer charge was $28.71.
So,
More than twice what the water was.
but yeah, we wouldn't be, I mean, there's really no action we could do. The board of aldermen may be able to help you. I think you did the right to go to the public works first with that.
Well, didn't get anything accomplished. Oh, did it? You have any suggestions on that, Cal?
That would go to the city clerk's office. If you come in tomorrow and talk to Rhea at the water counter, she can put you in touch. And they have a process for looking at bills and.
She's the
monitoring that.
one that asked me last month if I had a.
Right,
receipt
right, yeah,
showing
they
that.
monitor and handle all of the water bill information.
Well, see, I thought this was an alderman's meeting, that y'all had a meeting at 5 o'clock.
I know, ma'am. That's board of zoning's at 5, we're at 6, and then the board of aldermen's the alternate. Or
They're
we're-
on person.
They're in person third.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, at my age, you can't expect me to remember everything.
Well, at my age either, I believe me.
Exactly.
Okay, anybody else in the audience want to speak? Any commissioners have any items they want to address?
Yeah, I have one thing.
Okay.
This goes back to the urban renewal plan.
Okay.
And I think the attorney could probably give us an update on what the state regulations are and what the impact is on whatever we do here in terms of eminent domain.
Planning commission wouldn't be involved in eminent domain at all. And that would be up to the board and any RDA authority. Obviously, we'll have to go through the court process.
No, I understand. It would explain to us, because it's going to come to us to make a recommendation to the board, right?
I believe so. I mean, currently, just to update y'all, I'm sure you know, but the city is offering in areas to opt out. I believe that runs out at the end of this month, and then from there, I believe a new plan or map will be drawn and re-advertised.
Okay, so when it comes back to us, you'll explain the eminent domain and how that impacts on everything, because I think that's a concern of the residents.
Marshall, we'll pass that along to the mayor's office, that's something that you'd like more information about. And so that when it does come back, they can provide you with that information.
Yeah, I think the whole commission needs to know exactly the impact of eminent domain and how that impacts the urban renewal thing, okay?
And if you have any other questions on that, if you funnel them through us, we'll send them to the attorneys and the mayor's office to get clarification.
Okay, thanks.
Anything else, Marshall?
Nope.
All right, anybody else got anything?
Can I make one more comment, please?
Come on, real quick. You promise it'll be quick?
I promise.
All right.
I grew up in a house called Terrace Hill. Many of you may be familiar with it. It's on Martin Avenue. And looking at the things that you have deferred, one day I decided that I would drive through in there where they had planned initially to put this development, and noticed that the street was so narrow that if people were living in there, you couldn't have somebody coming out and somebody trying to go in at the same time. So I really think that before y'all decide on that, you need to drive down there, drive through there and see what I'm talking about before you make the decision.
Will do. All right,
I make a motion, we adjourn.
you make a motion, we adjourn. I got a motion, Marshall, second by Matthew, all in favor.
Aye.
All right, we are out of here. Thank y'all.
Read the, does me sign, don't forget.